Guys, you're welcome back to a second edition of the sewing of our beautiful basket weave neckline design, bubu butterfly short dress. So I hope you get to enjoy this sewing part. We have done the cutting part. This is going to be the sewing, so do stick with me to the end of this video to learn all you need from it. So guys, now I've been able to fold this like this. This is the, so you can see I pin it together with the facing. So with the facing together, this is how it looks. So the next thing I'm going to do is very simple. I'm going to sew these edges. I'll sew it like this. Just I'm picking on all the edges. Can you see? I'll sew the edges first. Just go ahead and sew it the same way I'm sewing. You are going to understand the reason for this, because after that there's a way we are going to attach this so that we will end up with a very nice work. Okay, this one is going here. So if you are not careful with this attachment, you will just end up, you will scatter everything. So we'll go for the edges first, but before that, make sure you place your paper properly, take proper measurements, make sure that everything is aligning properly like this. Cut out every excess here. So take your paper, make sure everything aligns. Just align it well with the paper where you are going to be stitching on top. You need at least just by ½ inch. So make sure it's entering so that you will know the part you are sewing. That part you are going to, the part you are going to sew here is going to be on the paper, not the fabric. So you just take, let's say this is the part now where that falls into the paper. Now you can see this part, it falls into the paper. So we'll sew it just like this and stop here. So you are picking just the part, sorry please. So you are picking just the part that falls into the paper. Sew it from here and stop here. You do the same thing on this other side. Fix it in properly, sew it, stop here. You're not sewing it to the paper, you're sewing it alone, but use your paper to get accurate measurements. So when you are through, we will now fit it in. When I'm through now with the sewing, I will now show you the next thing I'll do to be able to finalize this. So guys, what I did next is I went ahead to turn it in. Okay, so you can see we have this part here. So you can iron this up. Okay, you can see this part. You can see this part. Everything will turn in, looking really nice. So after that, the next thing I would go ahead to do is I will take this now and place like this. So now remember we have already done this part. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and fit my I'll just fit it inside. I don't know if you understand, fit the basket. Make sure everything is aligning properly. Fit the sides inside here, inside the remaining space. So let's say you have fitted it, fit this one too. So let's say if like this one now that I've finished fitting inside here. Okay, so when I finish fitting it, I'll just open it up like this. Now when I open it up like this, I'll be having this looking like so. I'll go ahead and turn it back as if I am trying to continue my sewing here. Remember, I already have something I sewed here, so I'll just finish my sewing here. Okay, so when you do it that way, when you sew it like that and turn it front, you realize you have ended up stitching this basket. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it for every part. Now you will see the outcome. So guys, this is it. After I finish joining it, you can see how it is. I sewed it from inside, so this is how it looks. Go ahead and give it a very neat ironing. I remove the paper here so that it will allow me to join these ones properly. So can you see how neat everything is looking? Okay, so what I'll do now is go ahead and remove the papers. Okay, I'll remove all the papers from it. So removing the paper is not hard, just tear everything out. Okay, take your time. tear it off. You can use your scissors to do this. Okay, so when you remove it, can you see? So I will just do that and I show you. So guys, don't forget to top stitch it. Okay, you can top stitch. It's not a must. You can decide to top stitch it or not. So you can see the ones I've removed, how it's looking really nice. So when you finish removing it, you get this. So the next thing to do now is to prepare our pleats. So after removing this, we'll go ahead and prepare our pleats, guys. So you can see that I make sure that I make this to look very, very nice with a good finishing. So this is my neckline, guys. This is just my neckline. So my head is going to fit into this place and it's going to balance very well on my neck. Okay, right. So guys, this is it. After I finish removing all my papers, you can see how neat it's looking, how neat and lovely it is. So the next thing I'll do now is to prepare my ruffles. So when you make yours, you can add lines here. Okay, you can add, you know, my straight lines just ended here. I ended it on this place. I gave this part just some a proper normal neck, but you can decide to add straight lines here too, add here too when you are sewing yours. Okay, for mine I want it to be this stylish, so I left it. I added my straight lines from 1 2 and then 1 2 3. I'm okay with it just the way it is. Okay, so like I said, when you are sewing on your pattern, you can get creative as you want, how you want your straight lines to be, how curvy, how stylish you want it, but make sure it's aligning with the accurate measurements you took. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and make my ruffles. Okay, just a pleat. I'll go ahead and form it. So guys, this is lovely. Go ahead and iron this, and equally you can top stitch it. Okay, like I already said. All right, so let's make the ruffles. So for my ruffles, I have these, guys. Okay, I have cut enough of this long fabric. In the cutting part of this particular video, you will see how I cut these ruffles. Just go ahead and take the measurement, that is the remaining part of the full blouse measurement you took, and add some seam allowance for the hemming. So what I'm going to do first of all, because it's very long, I'm going to join it at the edges like this to get it very, very long. Then after I do that, I will hem it. I'll hem everything. After I finish hemming it, then I will come down to attach it round. I'll just go ahead and attach it round on the fabric. So we are going to see how we do the attaching, but for now let me join it at the edges and also hem it. So that is the next step before we do the final attaching. So guys, this is the one I've joined in, the one I'm going to be using to do to hem it. This is the ruffles, the one I'm going to use for the pleats. So now for the facing part, I hem the facing so that it will have a neat finishing on the inside. So when you open it, you can see. So you can go ahead and top stitch just like I said, but if you don't want, you can leave it like that. So the next thing I will do now is I will start from a particular point. You can decide to start from here. Then this is how I'm going to place it. I'm going to place it. Guys, please don't mind me. I'm using one hand to film this for a particular reason. There's a reason why it's like that. So this is the back side, this is the wrong side, and this is the right. So I'll place it like this from this point. Remember, this is the right side. This is our fabric into 2. I hope you understand what is here. So I'm just going to start my pleats from this end like this. I'll start making pleats so that when I turn it, I'm going to be having a pleat. So I'll take my time and measure everything round, and then I will know the amounts I'm going to use for my pleats so that we get everything back here. So I will start from here, and the ending one is going to come here. So I will stitch it together. After I stitch it together, I will pleat the last one here, and that is how we will go about this pleating. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and experiment and sew this. Sorry, not experiment. I'm going to sew this on my machine. So just the way I explained it to you, that is how you're going to do it. You can see that the fabric is quite much, and we are going to be pleating. So go ahead and do yours. And this is the final outcome, guys. Isn't it lovely? Thanks for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.